It's true what they say, size does matter. A couple of weeks ago, I saw a thread on Facebook where a guy had purchased a MIB2 8-inch screen for $30, and it worked. He said there was a seller on eBay that was selling these units as parts only, so no guarantee that they would work, and he had a whole pile of them. So I made the semi-rash decision to have a stab and buy one. Except I couldn't get one for $30 because he was no longer accepting $30 because all of a sudden he was quite popular. So I ended up paying $60 for mine, 60 American, which by the time it gets over here to Australia and converted into our horrible money is a lot more than that. So for those playing along at home, it cost me almost $200. So bit of a gamble. So I haven't tried the screen yet. Let's see how it goes. eBay, where all the cool stuff comes from. Cool box. I didn't know eBay had their own boxes. So there it is. There's the unit out of the wrapping. Thinner than I thought it would be. A lot thinner. And really cracked. There's like a lot of cracks. The whole thing's basically cracked. Right from the top, there's like a little chip right on the top, and then the crack forks into about 3 or 4 cracks. And the cover on that button's missing. I have no idea how I'm going to replace that. I'll probably have to dodgy it up with like a sticker or something. So I've already actually taken off the trim at this stage, just because I didn't want to be fumbling around while I record it. So I took it off first to suss it out, but it's actually not that hard. You sort of just wedge it up from the bottom and it just pops out. That's the first piece. And then the top piece, you use your trim removal tool and you pretty much wedge it in the side just like that, and sort of go from bottom up to the top. Just go in small increments up the top until it's all out. Alright, so that blue plug, that's the blue plug to your hazard lights. You've got to disconnect that. There's a little clip, you got to push the little pin down and it just pops out like that. Not that difficult. Alright, now you got to separate the trim from the vents, because you got to reuse the vents and put them back in, and not the trim. So there's little tabs all around the unit that you need to separate it, so just put your trim removal tool underneath and just sort of pop them up. There's a couple of them. It's a little bit fiddly, but not that bad. Okay, next step, it's time to remove the screen. Now for this I had to buy these little radio removal tools. If you just Google them, you know, or look them up on Amazon or eBay, you can find them. They're all pretty similar. You basically put them in the 4 corners there. There's little indicators that shows you where to put them and the orientation to put them. So you'll see that it's a little pictogram, and you just slot those in. It's actually got a very satisfying like press to it, like when you slot it in. It's weirdly satisfying. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'm just strange. So you can do it with just two. So pop like the top two in and then pop the top out, pull those out, insert them in the bottom, but the one that I bought came with four anyway, so but you can do it with two. Alright, there's two cables at the back, black one and a blue one. Black one comes out pretty easy, and they've got, you know, that normal little tab in it. You depress it and pull it out. Blue one's pretty similar, but it's just a little bit more fiddly. Blue plugs out. And that's the screen. Bye-bye. And the new screen. So reinsert your cables, they are the same. Although I have read that on US cars that blue plug doesn't fit in. You need to trim something on it. I'm sure you'll find out. And let's start her up. Hey, yes, it works. I didn't throw $200 down the drain. Fantastic. Hey, it's a bit beaten up and it looks like I've stolen it from another car, but it looks good. It's big. So there you have it. New screen for 60 bucks instead of 700. Keep your eyes out on eBay for these units. Take a gamble. Totally worth it. Hey, it's not perfect, but I still prefer it over the other 6-inch one. Way better.